Hi everyone, and welcome back to Cooking in Pink Boots. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Charlene, and I'm about to take you on a food adventure from right here in my kitchen. So come on, join me. Now, if you like beef and you like curry, then I have a comfort dish you're going to love. My curry beef stew. It's so flavorful and delicious, and best part, it's pretty easy to make. Come on. And here's what makes this dish super easy. This small little box right here. Yep, golden curry. This contains all the flavors you need for a great tasting curry, I promise you. But we can't have it all with curry alone. Yes, we can't have curry beef stew without the beef stew. So let's get started with our vegetables. Now, what kind of vegetables and how much to use is totally up to you. You can use red or green bell peppers, red onions, but what I have here today is some garlic, yellow onions, carrots, celery, and some russet potatoes soaking in some water to keep from browning. And in the description box below, I'll leave the ingredients and measurements to today's video. And finally, the beef. I'm going to be using about 1.5 pounds of this 3-pound cut of chuck roast. That's just absolutely beautiful. Now, to make things even easier, you can certainly purchase this all pre-cut and ready to go beef stew size. But I found it to be a little bit more pricier. So I went ahead and bought this beautiful piece of roast and simply cut it up myself into 1-inch cubes. And again, this little box is packed with so much flavor from all the seasonings and spices it contains. So to keep those flavors balanced, I'm just going to lightly season my beef with only salt and black pepper, nothing else. Now let's get cooking. I'm starting off by adding a couple tablespoons of EVOO to my Dutch oven with my heat set to medium-high. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start off with my onions. All right, and my celery. All right, and once that becomes tender, I'm going to come in with that garlic. You don't want to burn the garlic, so you want to put that in last. And cook it down for about a minute. Then I'm going to go ahead and move this to the back and start with my meat. My carrots are not going to go in yet until later on with my potatoes. Right, now you can just put it all into one pot if you like, but I'm a bit extra when it comes to browning, so yeah, I'm going to use my cast iron because nothing browns like this baby right here. Add some oil to that and just stuff it right in there. Look at that. And look at that beautiful brown color we got going on there. We're not going to cook it all the way through, just to brown it. Then I'm going to take some beef broth and just put it right in there. Maybe just about half the container right now, just to get out all that flavor that's stuck on that pan, because I want that to come with me into the pot. Back to our pot with our onions, celery, and garlic. Now, like I said, you don't have to do this. I just like to brown. You can brown it right in here, but I like to brown it right with my cast iron. Now I'm going to go in with the rest of my beef broth, and here I'm using a 32-ounce box. You can use water and just throw in a beef bouillon cube. That works too. Now placing my lid right over the top and allowing it to cook for about an hour to 1 hour and 20 minutes on medium heat, or to cook until tender. Now, I definitely want my meat to be tender, but I do not want it to be shredded, falling apart tender, because I still have to consider the potatoes aren't in there yet. So be sure to allow some time for those potatoes to cook. All right, so ooh, look at that. Nice and tender. Broth had reduced all the way down. Let's see if it's enough for these potatoes. by the way, if your liquid had reduced down too much, go ahead and add about 1/4 of a cup of water and a little bit of salt and pepper, because you want your potatoes to be completely submerged in that broth. Now we're gonna let that cook for about 5 minutes before we toss in those carrots. Remember, that's golden curry, medium hot. They have others out there. It's mild, hot. Doesn't it look like a bar of chocolate? Just gonna go ahead and chop that all down. Probably want to chop it into smaller pieces. I'm gonna start out with using about 3/4 of the box. We'll taste it, give it a taste, check on the thickness, and go from there. All right, now time to take a look at those potatoes. Time for those carrots. Now, just to get everything all nice and tender before we put in our cubes. Let's see, everything is all nice and tender. Potatoes tender. Now, it's time for our cubes. Now, I'm only going to put in about 3/4 of the package. I want to give it a little taste test to see how spicy it is. I have a little one eating, joining us. Looks pretty thick already. See how thick, how it's thickening up. And guys, with the leftover curry mix, I just put it in a Ziploc bag and keep it in my refrigerator till I'm going to use it again. Lower heat down. That thickened up almost instantly. See that? Now I'm going to give it a taste test. And that's really good. And here we have it, guys. Curry beef stew. It smells so good. And you want to be sure that you got white rice going, because this is excellent over some white steamed rice. Look at that. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on that notification bell as well, so you can be updated on more food adventures with me, Charlene. I'm right here in my kitchen, where every day I'm cooking in pink boots. Bye.